Hello to my friends and my fellow souls. I'm here with you to do another reading. This is going to be a divine messages reading. I'm doing a bit of a delivery, if you will, and not really delivering the joke that well, if I may criticize myself. But I found these pizza playing cards at a drugstore at a Walgreens. Around I think this was around like February or something like that, and I picked them up, and I've always wanted to use them in a tarot reading, so I have 5 different pizza slices for you to choose from. But before I get into all of that and showing you all the crystals, I just wanted to give a huge thank you to everyone who has supported me here on the channel thus far. I really appreciate all your comments, your likes, all the subscribes. I've really appreciated seeing the number go up. It's so exciting to me to see the channel growing and everything like that, and I'm so vastly excited for what's going to be coming up, especially for this reading as well. So my huge, just so much gratitude, my huge thanks to everyone who has been here with me starting out on this journey. I hope I can continue to give you the best advice I possibly can, and I'm very humbled, and I only hope that I can do the best that I can. So to get started on this reading, we're going for divine messages, just general messages for what's going on in your life. We may focus on a specific category, so if you find that the cards that have appeared don't really apply to your situation per se, then you may want to pick a different pizza. But other than that, I have a few cards in each pile here. Some only have 1, some have up to 3. I will start with pile number 1 here, which is clear quartz. I can get it to focus, that would be nice. Over here. Sorry for the noise there. There's a clear quartz. That back down. And then for pile number 2, we have this sodalite crystal. I can't really tell if it's focused or not. I'm just going to do the best I can with what I have here. The sodalite crystal for pile number 2. And then for pile number 3, we have this mother of pearl, which is quite pretty. My gosh, this thing doesn't want to focus anymore. This mother of pearl crystal. It's not quite a crystal. I believe it's more like a shell, but this mother of pearl for pile number 3. Then for pile number 4, we have this jade piece. There we go. This little piece of jade. Sorry about the noises. I have a new setup. Please forgive me. Your pizza delivery driver is clumsy, but I didn't drop the pizza at least. So this jade piece. Or for pile number 5, we have this blue lace agate bead. I believe it's a blue lace agate, but it is a bead, and it is definitely a type of agate. It's very pretty though. It's little inclusions in there. Put that back down there. So, for pile number 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, you can check in the description and jump to your pile. If you're called to more than one pile, you're more than welcome to stay. If you're called to the entire reading, I too have wanted to eat an entire pizza in a day. If you're called to the entire reading, I am going to try to make these as short as I can because we got 5 different piles, but I want to try to get at least 10 to 20 minutes in for each pile. So we'll see how everything goes. It tends to be based off of the pile itself and the vibes that I get. So I will see you in your reading shortly. Thank you again for spending some time with me today, and I will see you soon. Hello, my friends in pile number 1. Whoopsies. If you chose this first pizza slice, or if you chose this quartz crystal, then this will be your reading for today. I will go ahead and put your quartz right here in the seat of honor. And then we will take a look at your pizza cards here. I'm getting a little bit of before I even pull the cards, I'm getting a little bit of a sense of anxiety about this pile. Like my hands weren't really shaking before, and all of a sudden they started shaking. So if you are anxious, I recommend that you do take a deep breath in, and you just try to ground yourself as best as you can. This may be just a very turbulent time for you. I know a lot of people are feeling kind of sad and lonely, if not just anxious in general. So if you're more isolated right now, then thank you for joining into the reading. I'll do my best to keep you company. You're welcome to listen as long as you'd like. Just keep me in the background if you want. But let's go ahead and get started on what messages you have from the universe right now. So we have the Jack of Pentacles. I'll put that pizza side up. Whoopsie. They don't want to sit right, so that's okay. We have the King of Cups. And we have the Two of Cups. So some of the messages coming in right now are that you have some really, really incredible emotional situations coming in, whether there is a relationship possibly coming in with someone who's very stable. And I almost cut my teeth together like that. So that's definitely like a bit of confirmation for somebody out there. For someone, there's an important relationship coming in. I'm not going to indicate whether it's romantic or not, although the cards seem to suggest that it may be more of a romantic relationship, but there's some kind of union that's going on with someone. And I'll read for both because honestly, I don't read too hard into the romantic aspects of these things. So like if you're really looking for a new connection, then you're going to want to hear more about the specifics, not about like, oh yeah, it's going to be like a love relationship. It's going to be this. No, I'm not going to tell you what it's going to be, but I will tell you that this is going to be something that's very fulfilling. It's going to take a little while to get to you, but the message will come across very clearly. Whatever this is, whether it is just an up-leveling of your own emotions to the point where like you have more of a sense of unity with yourself, or you feel more connected to others around you or someone specific around you, that loneliness and that isolation or that anxiety is going to be fading very quickly with the people, or the even just the emotional stability that you gain on your own. It will be fading very quickly. So to add on to this, I'm going to pull from the Illuminated Tarot and try to pull a card for you. So for pile number 1, Illuminated Tarot, what divine messages do we have here? I'm going to pull this guy. The 6, I'm sorry. I was reading it upside down. No, the 6 of Swords. What other messages do we have here? Yeah, whatever it is that is bothering you, something is, you're going to be pulling in new people for sure, regardless of whether this was like a relationship-based issue or not. You will be bringing in new people that may be able to help you on this journey, that may be able to just literally lighten your mood, lighten the weight and everything like that. And you'll start to pull away from some of the feelings that I was feeling in the beginning of the reading. And if you didn't have them, then don't worry about it, because we can even just move on to the fact that you are going to have, like, this is like a wish fulfillment kind of a card here. And there's certainly some things that maybe won't, actually these are all full anyway, aren't they? Let me show you this card, this 9 of Cups. This is a real big indicator that there are going to be a lot of things fulfilled in your life. Basically, you will have enough. I mean, there's 9, 10, 11, 12 cups all over this board, minus like the 1, 2 in here, and then whatever the king would be worth in terms of the number, which I think is difficult to even try to put a number to. So I won't go that far into counting, but you will have, like, literally your cup runneth over kind of a situation going on here. So whether it was bad before, or you're just moving from one good situation into an even better situation, there's something happening here where you are either returning to something, and this card is just giving me the feeling of like returning in a way for some reason. So some of us may be returning to something that meant a lot to us, or returning to a relationship that meant a lot to us, and finding that it's actually evolved, into a form. It's evolved into a form that we are actually much happier to see it in, or, and I'm not going to indicate like what type of relationship that would be, as I said, because this could be any number of things. Like whatever is your fondest wish seems to be coming true for you. So that's some of your divine messages, is that there are wishes that are coming true for you, and people are going to be coming into your life that are going to be bringing you much joy, much happiness, new ideas, all sorts of different things. So to get some more clarification on that, let's pull out this Wanderer's Tarot that I'm using for this reading today. And I will pull out a couple tarot cards for you. Pile number 1, Spirit in the Highest Good of pile number 1. I want to keep that one, and I want to keep this one. The 3 of Wands reversed, the Knight of Swords. Yeah, there's a stress here that this is not going to be a fast thing. Yeah, and there's definitely new beginnings and stuff like that. This isn't going to be a fast thing. It's going to take a little bit of time for this to come in. Spirit, what can we do to guide this along and maybe have it come a little bit quicker for these people? Yeah, you seem to be, you're involved in a lot of stuff right now anyway. You seem to be like almost busy at the moment. If you're not busy, this might not be your pile, because there's just definitely a lot of like commotion and stuff going on in the background that I was feeling and just seeing in some of these cards. But if you're dealing with a lot of commotion at the moment, if everything's really busy and you can't really find your bearings on the situation, you can't really look out onto that horizon and see what you can find, then it's going to take a little bit longer for you to have that new beginning come along. So how can we speed this along, Spirit? How can we get these people to a destination that they want to be at a little bit faster? Take these two. The Lovers and the Hierophant. Okay. So this is going to be, if you want to move this along faster, if you're feeling really stagnant, trust me, I empathize with that kind of thing. Sometimes it seems like it takes forever for the things that we want to move along. I am massively grateful to all the subscribers that I've had here, but I also have another channel where I work on music, and that channel has been stagnant for such a long time. Even though it's at a reasonable number, I can never seem to get it any higher than that. And I've always had so many readings saying like, oh, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. And every single time I was met with here, I'm going to put these down here for a second so I can read about that. But every time I was met with just a sense of dissatisfaction. I'm used to getting those readings where it's like, yeah, your success is right around the corner. It's just going to take a little longer. It's just going to take a little longer. And I really empathize with anyone who feels that way, where they're just kind of burnt out on people telling them it's going to get better soon. But there is a big option that's coming up here. I think there's a choice that's coming up here at some point. There could also be some kind of a marriage or something coming up in the future. For those of us who are in established relationships, there could be a marriage coming in here soon. Let me pull these cards out as well. But someone is feeling a little bit trapped, and there's something about this that is, it might relate to your boundaries here, or it might relate to somebody. If there is someone else in your life who's a very demanding person, maybe this marriage would not be the best thing, because there is still a choice here with the Lovers. So if two people really are coming together here to get married, and you feel as if the person that you're with is over controlling, I would recommend that you, again, it would take a long time, but I would recommend that you consider your options very carefully, and consider if that's someone that you want to spend an untold amount of years with. But if you're feeling trapped in general, I think our best advice here is going to be to, let's see here. Yeah, really, really consider the decisions that you want to make, and then walk with confidence when you make that decision. Because the King of Pentacles knows what he's about. He knows what he's doing. Neither the temptations in the Lover nor the traditions of the Hierophant will really get to this guy in any way other than is appropriate. Like the King of Pentacles is right in this very nurturing physical suit. And I think that that's more of the energy that needs to be embodied here, because instead of being on this almost like a really small bridge and being like surrounded by all these things that could really hurt you, you could end up moving on to just sitting comfortably with your own power, resting in the fact that you have the ability to handle these things. And it's interesting that we have the same imagery on these two cards. In terms of we got this little circle that has these outward circles as well. So I think what the Divine Spirit is asking for you is to take back some of your power from I've said this a couple times in the last few readings, so you guys might need to go back and check out other readings if this is related to you. But there is some need for you to take back your power from some kind of, like, it's almost like the Divine is asking for you to take your power back. Like it didn't ask for it necessarily. There's work that you're doing very in like the hardest way you can, instead of just taking some time to rest, because there's a lot of I don't know, there's a lot of fear in here somewhere. The divine is asking for you to take your power back. How do we do that? Yeah. Recognizing that, see, because we have 2 pentacles and then we have the same, almost exact same setup of this to this. There is an echo of whatever this situation is. There's some kind of tradition. There's some kind of spirituality that you have some kind of power connected to, I would say. You have some kind of ability in, and you are being called to focus not only on, looking at tradition every once in a while, but to figure out how to balance what these other larger forces in life are asking of you versus what is going to make you feel most comfortable and not like you're out on this bridge just barely being able to walk. Even these negative situations you're being asked to balance as best as you can, because if someone wrongs you, you still have the opportunity to leave. You still have the opportunity to find these new things that are promised to you that are coming in. Again, with the Ace of Pentacles. I don't think we got the Ace. We got the 3, we got the 9, and we got the 2. But this is another opportunity that is coming in. So anything to close this off for now? The 5 of Swords. And be careful not to, there's something here. Like, someone here is with somebody that they really shouldn't be with. And I'm sorry to say that. That's not going to be for everybody. If this is like someone where you're sure that everything is all kosher, then it's not that big of a deal. But there's some kind of an energy here of, I want to learn more about that. I'm going to pull from the Wanderer's Tarot still. What about these? What energy is coming out here? So there's a upright King of Cups and then a downright King of Cups. Yeah, there's something that's like a drain on your emotions here. And it's doing so intentionally. For some of us, this could be actually watching too many readings and stuff like that on YouTube and looking and giving too much into that, because there are some people that might be manipulative out there who might be just saying like whatever they want to say, like just interpreting as best as they can, but not really having a connection to the divine, not really having a connection to the universe enough to be able to do that. And you might have been, some of us might be trapped in that kind of a cycle of just doing a lot of readings. And if I've called you out, then remember, these are things you can keep on in the background, and you can let your consciousness kind of fade in and out while you're doing other things. If you still feel called to listen to these things, because sometimes we are called to listen and just have that kind of a moment of meditation, and we can include that in other activities like cleaning or making food or things like that, just like with a pair of headphones or however you can go about listening to it while you're not sitting down. Even if you would prefer to sit down and just rest, maybe just sitting in the sun or something like that. Yeah, there's somebody that's not nice. Somebody in your life is not freaking nice, and it is time that you I'm gonna have to censor that. Hold on. I'm gonna put a sticky note on her so that I don't have to destroy my computer trying to where's my sticky notes? Oh, so I don't have to destroy my computer trying to blur this out, because the blurs that I do on my computer take a lot more time and energy to put in than just a little sticky note thing. Sorry about that. Trim trim. I will give her a little shirt for now. It's YouTube's policy, it's not mine. I'm personally of the mindset that this deck is particularly, there we go, the world's back. I'm of the mindset that this is especially with this deck, particularly artistic, but I still don't want to mess around with it. And I had one reading, I think, where something was, whoops. Okay, we'll take these. One reading where something did come up. I haven't had any issues with it, but I still don't want to tempt fate, So yeah, there's definitely some kind of, you're going into some kind of deep introspection, but what you need to be doing is definitely, there's something that needs to be done. So that's why it's going to take a long time. So you have a lot of really incredible, this is the message from the divine to you. You have a lot of incredible things slowly coming in towards you. But until you have completed the cycle that you are in, you will not be able to move on from the situation that you're in. And there's a lot of negative influences around you and a lot of people who are being really, really, really shitty. And I don't appreciate that. I will fight for you, pile number one. If you need somebody, just call me. No, you don't have to worry about that. But I am spiritually in your corner as much as I can be. I'll say that much. I will be your guardian angel as best as I can, since you are all part of my community, and I very much appreciate you. But whatever it is that is going on that seems to be peeling away at your boundaries and stuff like that, it's going to take you a while to let go of it, because this is definitely something that's very important to you. And you may not even be able to, like, this is reading to me as the stage of denial where you're not even really ready to be peeling back on all that kind of stuff yet. So I'm just not going to dig into that at the moment. But for those of us who, if you know, kind of a situation, like if you know for sure in your heart of hearts that there's something that needs to be let go of in order for you to move past certain things, there's power that you need to reclaim from somewhere. If you know in your heart of hearts that's the case, then it will be easier for you and it will come a lot quicker. Because that's what we were originally looking at, was if it was going to be quicker. But your layers are what makes you beautiful. And these are my own personal tarot decks. Oracle cards. Why did I say tarot decks? These are not each decks. Oh my goodness gracious. All of the decks, by the way, if anyone's curious about these decks, will be down in the description, except for the Walgreens pizza cards, because that's just Walgreens pizza cards. You can just look up pizza playing cards. We also have Every Storm Feeds Beauty Somewhere. And I'm called to take the back of the deck on that. Notice the cycles and rhythms of your life. Once you start to notice the cycles and rhythms of everything, especially with the cups and the Nine of Cups being like kind of, some things being just like sort of dripping while others have like a full stream going down and replenishing, which is what really it should be, is it should be a full cycle down to replenishing, which gets picked up, which is what the star is doing, is replenishing all of that in the star card in tarot. And those cycles and rhythms are what's going to guide you as to what is the correct path. There's some kind of combination of a lot of different energies here that you are going to want to collaborate with in some way or another. It is up to you to come up with the correct formation of these things. And I'm assuming these are the 4 elements. But to create this, it really seems like a spiritual and a whole life upgrade. There's something really serious, like a rebirth that's going on here. And this is going to take you a while. It is going to take, I can just feel it from a mile away. This is something you might want to, if you aren't subscribed, you may want to subscribe, because I definitely feel like I can try to walk you through this as best as I can, because I literally just went through this kind of a thing, and oh my gosh, does it get scary? Let me just try to like mentally hold your hand, because if you're scared of all this spiritual up-leveling thing, then oh my gosh, me too, I used to be. But recognize that the universe will hold your hand too. I'm going to pull this out for this pile only. The universe has your back. Unless I get pulled to for another pile, but it wasn't originally my plan. So I'm going to go ahead and try to get these in here, because I want the universe to be the one to hold your hand here. Can you get a nice hand holding here for this pile? My vibes speak louder than my words was on the back of the deck. When I lean on the faith of the universe, peace becomes real. And then we have all this purple in here that's matching with all of that. And I'm going to leave those there so that I can organize these a bit better. But yeah, if you are focused on the cycles and rhythms of your life, you appreciate all of your layers, and you recognize that even the negative things that happen in your life can happen for a good reason, or just because of a season, then you will be able to experience a sense of peace that will be leading you much quicker towards this new destination. It's going to take a while, because this is going to be really a spiritual up-leveling for you. I think this whole 4/4 portal thing may have something to do with this, because there is a lot of, I just feel like there's a lot of like angelic work going on in the collective unconscious right now. So that may be, you may be one of those people who's in line for an upgrade, and you're about to go through all that. And I truly, truly wish you the best on that, because it can be very, very difficult. But like I said, I'm here with a spiritual handhold for you. You can squeeze my hand as much as you need to, because there's something here that's going to be let go of, and it may take a little while for you to come to that completion of that cycle. but it will be bright and it will be loud and it will be something that, I don't know, I don't feel like it will be as restrictive. Like rather than being like terrifying, it will be like being in this situation, rather than being too loud, like overstimulating almost, it will be like being in this situation and then just being let out into this, like almost like a psychedelic kind of a situation. Like maybe some of us will start to understand, as many of us do, that meditation can be just as powerful as some of the substances that people use. Meditation is a very, very powerful thing. So if you are called to, please do check out the properties of just clear crystal quartz, because these sorts of crystals are very good at, they're just all around like Swiss Army knife for energy. Like they're good at storing energy, they're good at transferring energy, they're good at purifying energy, they're good at amplifying, all sorts of different things like that. So you can definitely take a look at that if you would like. I don't have a shop or anything, so go explore and find some places that might have it if you want to pick some up. But it might be a crystal that you want to work with if you were drawn to it in the beginning. So I would like to give the recommendation at least. While I scooch my booty up in my chair. But for pile number 1, I think I'm going to leave everything here for the time being. Again, if you would like to listen to another pile, I am more than happy to see you again in the next one. But for those that I am only going to see here, I truly, truly wish you the best. I hope that the universe can be like that kind of like nestling in guide for you that will allow for you to truly recognize that you have some powerfully positive things coming into your life, to the point where you are going to read energetically, like people who see you from a distance, or just even if you're just talking to someone, your presence is going to change the lives of others. Basically, your presence is going to be something that is going to make people kind of just feel, I'm sensing like just feeling at ease, like feeling like there's like a lavender candle burning in the background. Your presence feels like, and I'll send your energy and your presence back to you. But there's truly something beautiful about that. And I truly hope that you will be able to tread this path as safely as you possibly can, and you do not encounter any of the struggles that I've encountered, at least in terms of mental health stuff. So if those of us who are listening to too many readings are still in this pile, I highly recommend that you are careful with the advice that you take from others and how long you spend doing this kind of stuff, because these spiritual awakenings can come with, and this is for everyone, these spiritual awakenings can come with some mental health issues. And even if you find that you are in a particular state of just like, oh, I know everything's going to be okay, or if you find yourself in a state of negativity where you feel like you're being attacked by other entities, or you find that something like negative has just attached itself to you in some way, there are medications that can help with this. And I say that with the most kindness, because I am also on medication to help with these sorts of things, to make sure I don't get too deep into any of these situations. Because if it were my choice, I would be up at like 3 a.m. trying to do these readings. So the medication that I'm on helps me to mitigate that kind of stuff, where I'm a little bit sedated when I need to go to bed, and also some other things for some other mental health issues that I've had due to PTSD and other issues. So as someone who's been through this, if you are too deep into these things and you need to talk to someone about it, just as kindly as you can, as kindly as I can say, I would say to try reaching out to someone about this. Hospitals can also help as well, but you want to be careful about that kind of stuff. And yeah, that's the best advice I can give for someone about to go on the type of spiritual journey that you are about to go on. And I will probably pull one closing card here. I think this top one is the best one. The 4 of Pentacles. Remain grounded. Remain grounded even if you need to ask for help in that regard. And with that, as I said, I will leave you here. I guess this might be for the people who stuck around just to listen to the whole thing, and the people who are moving on after this. But please take care. Please remain grounded. Know that you have a lot of power and a lot of abundance in your life that is just yet to bloom, and it will be here as soon as it possibly can. As soon as it possibly can. It's just a bit longer and a bit more practice before you reach that next level that you're looking at here. And I just wish you the best. That's all I can say. I just wanted to spend one more second with you because I was like, oh no, I don't want to let go, but I have to go. So I wish you the best. I truly, truly do. Namaste. Take care. Stay blessed. Stay safe. Bye-bye. Hello to pile number 2. If you chose this lovely little sodalite crystal. It's a little cutie. Or if you chose pizza slice number 2. Oopsies. Some of you might be here from the other pile. I'm going to have to remember to do this time. There's a whole reading that's coming out before this where I got every single crystal into the other crystals piles. And gosh, oh gosh, it was a whole thing. So put your sodalite in the little seat of honor here. And then we will open up with your pizza delivery cards. You got 2 for messages from the divine to you. So we have the 6 of Pentacles and the King of... Oh, that's the King of Wands. All right. So you may be receiving help from some very charismatic people in the future, or a very charismatic person. You are going to be in a situation where things are, I want to say, more balanced. Like there's a lot more flow going on in these cards than there usually is, I should say. There's just a balance to everything here. And that I'm really appreciating about this pile. I know that maybe right now, the feeling that I'm picking up on is that it's not quite everything that you've wanted, that you don't really have the support that you think that you need. But this reading, this divine message would be here to tell you that that support is coming in. And there is a flow of that kind of upbeat support that you're looking for. So for pile number 1, the universe and divine guides in the highest good of pile number 2. I think I might have said pile number 1 just there. And if I did, then I shot myself in the foot. But that's okay. All right, universe, what do we have? Is this one? Okay, no. This is one. All right, the Fool. Very interesting. The Fool, the Ace of Cups, and the 9 of Pentacles. Wow. Yeah, so there's something new that's coming in that's really going to help you out here. There's some kind of new, I almost want to say a relationship in some way because of the cups, but it could be anything that just brings you a sense of joy, that gives you that like life-giving essence of the water suit. So there's something that's going to be like returning some life to you in some way. This could also be financial, like there's some kind of bigger benefit that's coming down the road almost, I want to say. There's a degree of a secluded energy here with the 1 and with the 9 of Pentacles here, with the Ace. But again, with the 6, it's almost like there's like a cyclical energy here. Like either you're going to start participating in something, even if it's just on your own, even if you are the King of Wands in this situation, you may be the King of Wands in this situation. Even if it's just you practicing like your craft or your art or whatever it is, there's something that's going to be bringing you a lot of joy here. And you may be connected to sodalite crystals for they help with intuitive guidance. They help with communication, connected to the throat chakra. So much easier to talk in this pile, just having my little buddy with me. I love this sodalite crystal. It's very important to me, along with all of these lovely little guys that we have here. He's all screwed up, so I will fix him. But so this pile really shows that there's going to be something new that is coming in that is going to bring you a sense of satisfaction. Like you're going to feel like you haven't felt in a while. You're going to almost, I don't want to say regress, but you're going to return to a sense of like childlike enjoyment of certain things. Like I'm getting someone like maybe playing piano. I'm definitely picking up on just the kind of feeling that you get from someone who's practicing piano. Like there's something that you're learning, maybe crocheting, maybe gardening. There's something that you're doing or learning or starting out that is going to bring you back to a beginner's mindset, but in a more advanced way, where you're able to sort of just have this harmony with the world around you, and you're able to get into the flow state. Especially there's a huge flow state coming up for you, so you have that to look forward to, especially if you're one of the people who are more creatively inclined. That flow state is a very oh, my cards just went flying. That flow state is a very no, stay card, stay. That flow state is a very powerful thing for us creators, because we are able to, let me make sure I didn't lose any of the cards. Hold on one sec. Yeah, so sorry about that. I dropped all these cards on the ground. We did have a couple of things, but it was just my own heavy-handedness. The Eight of Wands was one of the cards that was there, which would represent basically a sense of like, these things coming in very quickly. Like you're very quickly going to be moving up the ladder in something that you do. Yeah, the Knight of Cups as well. There could be like a message coming in for you somewhere. Definitely like some very positive stuff. You're being cautioned to just go with the flow at this moment, even if it seems like things will end up being almost like too good. Yeah, but definitely don't spend too much time in some of these. There's going to be like a message about tempering yourself here as well, because this is a card of like surrendering to a spiritual experience. So there's something about this pile where you're going to have the opportunity to have so much that you're actually being cautioned to be careful with how you go about indulging in it. Like if you're spending a lot of time with these new friends and stuff, make sure that you're not neglecting your older relationships or the people who really care about you that you have found before. If you're working on your hobbies a lot, make sure you still try to take some time with your friends and things along those lines. Yeah, you don't want to be wrapped up in you don't want to be in hermit mode either, but you don't want to be controlled by either of these things. You're going to want to by either of these extremes, I mean, you're going to want to navigate between this sense of like being in your flow state, being creative, and balance spending time with other people, because you don't want to be missing out on things that you don't want to be missing out on the world, basically. And that includes both you and the people around you. You don't want to be missing out on possible opportunities, but also the possibility of completing a bunch of different cycles that really mean a lot to you. So there's a flow here again, and we also have the rainbow up here as well. So any other cards for pile number 2 here? Any other messages? Okay, all right. I'm gonna put these back here. I'm gonna take these 3. This one. And maybe this one too. Okay. 2 of Swords. Yeah, you're definitely being pushed into like a stalemate. The 2 of Swords on top of the Hanged Man. You're being pushed into like a stalemate position here, where you kind of just have to proceed along your path as delicately as you can. And I'm not exactly sure why with all of these positive things, but it really is like more like be careful what you wish for, because you are going to get it. And don't be upset if you already seem like especially if you're not upset about the things that you don't get now. Because again, we were talking about, well, I'm being called back to the previous reading. So for those of us who are in pile number 1 especially, don't worry about the things that, remember these cycles. Don't worry so much about the things that haven't grown yet, or where the water is distributed unevenly, because you will be able to, especially with this Ace of Cups that's just spreading out all of this water everywhere like a rain. I'm hearing a dropping gemstones down. I believe that was Deity Rising who I was thinking of here. I can try to link a reading of hers that I just recently listened to in the description for all of you. I always like to, if I ever remember something another reader says, I will always do my best to link them in the description, because I just don't want them to not get credit for the things that they inspired me to say. I don't want to necessarily copy them, but if I'm being called to say something, I will say it, because sometimes the message needs to reach as many people as possible. But with the 7 of Swords in reverse, yeah, just be careful not to take more than what is yours. Be careful not to be this guy. Don't be this guy. Don't be overindulging in a bunch of different things. Don't be intemperate. Don't be and temperance, of course, means balance. It means only taking as much as you need of certain things. It means, like, if you're this person who's going to be doing all of these incredible things and finding all these incredible opportunities, which you clearly are, the universe is telling you are, then you're going to need to be able to be generous with yourself and generous with others. And you need to be able to walk that very delicate line. Walk the line of the moonlight, I'm being called to say here. Nurture yourself. So yeah, this may be a pile of people who are going to over nurture others. So remember to nurture yourself. Remember not to let others take too much from you, I think is a big thing with the Seven of Swords in reverse here. It's a good day to shine. And notice the cycles and rhythms of your life. Yeah, this was a card that came up in pile number 1. So if anyone's here from pile number 1, that's fair. If you haven't seen pile number 1, you may want to go check out pile number 1, because it may give you a little bit more insight into the situation. But these are my own little personal cards here. This is the Wanderer's Tarot. All the decks are in the description, and these are just little watercolor things that I set up just for positive messages and things like that. And the Nurture Yourself card especially, this made me think of Porter Robinson's Nurture, which I'll try to put in the description as well. His album, I'll try to put, I think it was the Mother song that this one reminded me of, because that song might be, actually, I'm getting a definite vibe from Spirit that this is a message that Spirit wanted to give to people. I'll probably link 2 songs in the description for that. I'll have to think, is this a lawn mowing thing that's going on? Yeah, it is. Okay, I'll do the other song too. There's going to be I think Borealis by Median is the other one that I wanted to share. Maybe Shelter as well. If you're looking at Porter Robinson songs at this point, definitely look up Shelter as well, because these are all messages that the universe wants to give to you. And we're just gonna have to deal with the lawnmower. So we'll just have that be there. I'm sure it won't be too much of an issue. It's just, it's calming in a way, having all that going on in the background. But these cycles and rhythms in your life are something that you are going to notice, but recognize that every day is a day where you can shine. Every day is a good day to shine. Like, even if you're in some of the more negative situations, even if you start to feel overindulgent, even if you start to feel overwhelmed, even just noticing the cycles and rhythms will allow you to ride over those waves like the chariot. Especially if you take the time to nurture yourself. The more you nurture yourself, the more you can shine. The more you can nurture yourself, and the more you can shine on top of that. And you can continue this cycle. Especially if you're doing your shadow work and you're going into the darker depths of your fears and your motivations and really figuring out why you feel the way you feel. You will be led on this path of self-discovery that will allow for you to gain so much more insight into things. Just be careful not to get caught up in any one way too much. And don't get caught up in being completely in the middle either. Like, indulge yourself in certain things. Please do indulge yourself in as much as you would like if you have the time and you don't have other responsibilities piling up on you. But be sure to get back out into the world is a big thing. Don't focus too much on the things that you don't get. Don't focus on the cracked cups. Focus on focus on the things that mean the most to you. And if those things are the negative and you can't do anything about it, then continue to just wait it out and nurture yourself. Because there's definitely like a period of waiting here. So surrender to your experience here. Definitely surrender to your experience here and try to practice as best as you can the process of self-care and true self-care, as in like feeding yourself, making sure that you have enough water, making sure that you've, brushed your teeth and everything like that. Just simple things that we can forget or get piled up with work and just not remember to do. Take that time and walk in the energy that you need to slowly walk in order to make sure that any wave that comes up, you will 100% come out on top of. And you can just ride that all the way towards all the wishes that you've ever wanted granted, especially if you take the time to a burp for confirmation. Especially if you take the time to process what it is you really want and really don't want, so that you aren't overwhelmed with all of the different options that may be available to you. And so you don't overindulge by just selecting a few specific things or a few specific items, even if this is like your ability to maybe purchase a lot of things in the future. Your money will go a lot further, and you won't end up basically like throwing it all away if you pick a few things that you really want versus a bunch of things that you only sort of want. So yeah, you're being called to definitely get clear on what you want and what you don't want in your life. And by noticing the cycles and rhythms, that's a good way to sort of pick out what it is might lead you into a cycle that you don't want to be in. And with that, I think I will try to leave you off with one more card. Oh, it fell right out. The Smoky Mirror. Yeah, this is gonna be... The smoky mirror represents the aspects of what is implied yet cannot be immediately known in the world, the mystery of how things come together and how they fall apart without obvious causality. This symbol also represents the shadow of the human psyche, the parts of the self that one disowns. The smoky mirror can also represent a state of denial or the inability or refusal to see the truth. When the symbol of the smoky mirror appears, you're invited to see beyond your own self. Acknowledge that, past the limits of your current ability to perceive, there is a vast interconnected world where events are orchestrated in divine order, but challenging to fully grasp. Now is the time to trust that no matter what the current conditions of your world reflect, in the hidden realms all aspects of the human journey are celebrated, the beauty and the darkness, the misery and the courage. No matter where you are on your journey, know that some things are meant to be a mystery, which you are meant to understand only through experience. So this may be some people coming back and trying to learn more about what's going on. So this coming back from pile 1 is what I was going to say here, because some of us are going through a really, and I'm getting that again for this pile. There's a spiritual experience that's going on that I won't even be able to tell you about because it's going to be uniquely tailored to you. And I know better than to get my hands involved in that because mine was really scary for me. So I'm more than happy to hold your hand during this. But what this is saying here is that some things are meant to be a mystery. I'll read from the deck's book again. Which you are meant to understand only through experience. Take heart, for the smoky mirror will ultimately show you beauty and wonder. Once the fog lifts, the distortion you see now. Try to get the book there so you can pause if you want to read the medicine here. Hopefully that is readable. Get one more good shot, hopefully. Yeah. This will be fine. Okay. So that was the last card for your reading here, pile number 2. I'm so sorry again about the noise of the lawnmower. It's just gonna happen. I'm trying to keep the fresh air going in here because it helps bring some messages in and stuff like that. And just take it gently is what I'm interpreting here. Take everything very gently and just kind of go with the flow. Swim like a fish. I'm hearing just keep swimming, just keep swimming, just keep swimming. But swim gently and take it easy on yourself. You can I'm hearing like you could do a backstroke and you could just float on your back if you want to. It's like lazy river type stuff. So if you take that time to nurture yourself, you focus on growing these new things within yourself. You will eventually find once the fog clears and once you are able to, and it's interesting that we heard so much about distortions and why these things are here when this lawnmower is going off at the same time as this card. But you will, it almost sounds like the sound that your vehicle would be making if you were able to like drive versus go through your spiritual journey here, because there's a lot to be said about how quickly you're going to be able to move. And I think that you're being called to nurture yourself and just allow for the mystery of the situation to be as it is, specifically because of the fact that whatever's coming next is going to require a lot of energy from you. It's going to be something that's going to be kind of taxing in a way. So it's best for you to take that time and just kind of let things be as they are, because you have a lot of really incredible things coming in, and you are clearly in a state where you can just enter that flow state, and whatever comes out the end of that is going to be something truly beautiful and wonderful. So we will see what that is for you, pile number 2, in the future. If you would like to share what this might be, you're more than welcome to leave a comment below and share whatever it is that you may be working on in the background. I'd love to hear anything you have to share about it. But thank you for spending this time with me here today. I very much appreciate it. I apologize again about the lawnmower, but we make do with whatever we can make do with. And again, thank you so much for your time. I wish you all the best. May you stay safe on this journey that you are going on. May you be guided and protected as best as you possibly can. And I hope that it comes as easily as a fish swims, I guess, to reference what I had been talking about earlier. Please take care again, and I will see you another time. Bye-bye. Hello to my friends and fellow souls in pile number 3. If you chose this lovely little mother of pearl, or pizza number 3, and this will be your reading. I'll put your crystal up here. We have just one slice of pizza for you today in this particular pile, so we can use this to get a sense for the message coming in. And this is going to be the 10 of Pentacles, so there's something really, really big coming in. There's some kind of a completion of a cycle. There is something that is something that has been worked on for quite a long time. A lot of work went into this, because remember, we have the 8 of Pentacles, which talks about hard work. Before this, we have the 3 of Pentacles with teamwork and crafting, and the 2 of Pentacles with balancing. All of this goes into the 10 of Pentacles here. So there's a lot that you have been working on in the past to bring you to this point, and you are about to see a lot of you're about to see it come to fruition, is what I'm hearing. So for pile number 3, Spirit, can I get some messages? We have the Jack of Cups, the 5 of Cups, all right, and the Queen of Pentacles. So what I'm hearing is, don't worry about the stuff that you haven't gotten yet, because what you're going to get is going to be more than that. What you're going to get is going to be more and better than that. You do definitely have, with the 10 and the Queen of Pentacles here, you do have like a stronger financial aspect to this, so there may be some money that may be coming in here over time. You may get, especially like, I'm not really hearing messages, but just, let's see here. There's like a sort of like fulfilling aspect here. Like you will, at least, you may not have money coming in per se. Like you may actually have some things here that you were waiting for, even not necessarily related to money, but there's certain things that you will not be getting, but you will be getting sort of like an infinite source of something that is more, I want to say more stable, as a result of this Queen of Pentacles here. But you will feel this energy of abundance basically coming into your life very shortly, especially with all of these cards. There's a lot of abundance. So don't waste your time worrying about the things that you may have to leave behind in the situation. Don't waste your time worrying about the things that haven't bloomed yet, or the things that maybe, like in this 5 of Cups, we have all of these falling over, all these cups falling over, spilling water. But whatever is spilled and whatever is empty can eventually be filled with something else later on. Whatever isn't working right now will work eventually. And it's just about waiting a little bit longer, I think. Although we can get some messages on the timing and everything like that. It seems like it's coming in at a moderate pace here. There's something that's coming in, and just like briskly is the word that I'm getting here. But again, this more speaks to like just a general sense of well-being, of having everything that you need, rather than a few things that you may have wanted but may not be available for a period of time. So let's see. We're switching over to the Wanderer's Tarot here. This here is the Illuminated Tarot. And I have all the decks below, not with Amazon links or anything, because I'm not going to do that. It's kind of annoying to do. But maybe I will do it eventually. I don't know. I just haven't had that kind of support at the moment from those sorts of like sponsorship type things. Just one more message, or what other messages do you have here, universe? All right. So there is, again, I was talking about a new opportunity a lot, or something new coming in, and there is an ace here right at the beginning. We also have the 5 of Swords in reverse. That's come out for almost every pile so far. And I did shuffle these. I think. Yeah, I literally just shuffled on camera. So, there is some kind of energy here where there's something that's just not right. Like, there's the energy of like somebody winning something, but leaving a lot of bad energy in its wake, or something along those lines. We also have Death in reverse, the King of Swords in reverse, and Strength. Give me just a moment here to try to verbalize this message here. Scoot in closer. My chair make a squeaky noise. Sorry about that. So I'm definitely sensing that whatever's going on here, someone doesn't want for something new to come through for one reason or another. Like there's definitely some kind of funny business going on here in some degree. Like something that is in your life. And I'm sensing that this is connected to this 10 of Pentacles, this Queen of Pentacles, with this sense of like abundance, with this sense of stability. There's something that is like I'm getting like a weird sense of like foul play almost, or maybe not foul play per se, but just like playing to the rules so strongly that it ends up hurting other people. Definitely like using the law to one's advantage in a way that's not necessarily good. And it seems almost like someone has done this in your life. We also have death in the reverse. So there's something that still needs to be transformed, because death is the transformation card, right? We have the sunset there, which is going to turn into a new sunrise. And it's interesting that we have the same color, almost like the sunset is the same color as this large lion figure in the strength card. So you're being asked to channel your inner strength here to get through till you reach this point of abundance, till you reach this point of clarity, I guess, till you reach this point of this new beginning. But recognize that, no, Juniper, you can't be on there right now. No, honey. Hold on, I gotta move my cat. Oh my gosh, baby. Baby girl. Okay, sorry about that. I really did have to move her. She's about to knock over a lot of my tarot cards. So basically there is, having the same color here and all that kind of stuff, it's almost like it's powered, whatever it is whatever your strength is powered by transformation. There's some kind of energy here that you have specifically that's centered around transformation in a way. And being able to do that, I'm hearing, will allow you to rise above these negative influences that are in your life. There's something that you can do to basically, which leads me back to this, to basically have the upper hand, but you may not want to go about things by having the other upper hand like that, because that will also lead to you being this person on the Five of Swords that is leaving all these other people feeling like uncomfortable and like sad and just walking away, or being like cruel, basically. Like the King of Swords in reverse is just not a very nice character to be around. So I'm gonna pull out a couple of my own oracle cards here to get a few more messages on this, because I'm a little lost on where we're going at the moment, and I want to touch base with my own little oracle cards. We'll start with this one for now. It's okay to ask for help. Yeah, so basically what I think a lot of this is trying to say is to be careful about how you go about things with this all that is coming in, because if you go about trying to hasten the arrival of this thing before it is ready to be there in a way that doesn't really mesh with your integrity, then you will end up kind of regretting the situation, because there will be a lot of people who will be hurt by it. But if you instead reach out to others for help, if you try to go about it by looking for this new beginning, especially with the Ace of Cups and asking for help, if you try to go, well, that's a lot of cards. If you try to go about it, I can just go through these really quick, because it seems like we have a lot that came out all at once. If you go about it with your integrity intact, if you go about it gently, waiting for that new beginning to happen, using your own transformation as strength here, and guiding your own strength on, and using it carefully with like soft persuasion, with being able to just kind of guide people, or even just being guided by others, then you will, I think, find a better outcome in this situation overall, because there is some kind of transformation that needs to happen here. And again, we have that whole powering up your strength kind of a vibe from those. So again, a lot of these came out in the other piles as well. We have Nurture Yourself, which was in pile number 2. Notice the cycles and rhythms of your life, which was in pile might have been 1 and 2. Your layers are what make you beautiful. Like the leaves feed the trees, what you leave behind helps you grow. It's okay to ask for help again, and it's a good day to shine. Yeah, so definitely some of you here need to check out some of the other piles as well, just to get a better feel for some of the stuff that's going on. But I'm getting a big vibe for this pile as like a... waiting for the thing to come in and needing to be in alignment with the energy before it appears into your life. And having the opportunity to go about it, in an underhanded way, but instead choosing to rise above that. You will need to rise above that in order to make sure that this transformation can take place, because there is some kind of a big transformation going on in your life right now, and it's not quite ready to happen. So when it comes to, and I hate to say this in these sorts of situations, because it really seems like there's been some kind of oversight, there's been some kind of foul play, there's been some kind of thing that's been applied in this situation that doesn't seem fair. There's something that's really unfair about the situation, and I am sorry about that. But at the same time, you're being called to pull away from that, reach out to others, call, if there's something that's locked up because of some kind of actual law that's messed up, try to call like lawyers to ask for help. Try to call whatever this is related to in order to ask for help. It is okay to try to ask others for help in this regard. And recognize that if you don't get everything that you want, like the leaves feed the trees, what you leave behind helps you grow. You will be growing from the experience regardless. There will be a growth that happens. There will be enough support in these cycles and rhythms, especially if you take the time to nurture yourself and have less fear is a big thing. This will literally lead to your life looking completely different. It will lead to so much abundance and so much of these things that you are pulling into here, because you have the Queen of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles here, which are just these incredibly abundant, just you have everything you need type of cards. So if you need to ask for help, you have the option to do that. If you need some help trying to figure out what about you actually is inspiring to others, what actually is this energy that I keep getting from this pile, if you need someone to like just describe you, please ask a friend to like describe you. If whatever the reason may be behind it, whatever you give to them as a reason as to like why you're asking, like, oh, please describe me. I think that it would be a useful exercise in you recognizing some strengths that you might not even notice in your life. And with that, I think I'm going to move on to these pocket oracle, the mystical shaman pocket oracle cards, and universe spirit, and the highest go to pile number 3, if I can get beauty way. This means to walk the way of, and this is exactly what I was trying to get at. There's something beautiful coming in, but what you need to do in order to allow for this to happen as smoothly as possible is recognize that you are being called to attention in a particular way. You are being called to notice like the small beautiful things about the world around you, like the rainbow here, like the rainbow in the gemstones. Like you're being called to notice the small things that bring you beauty along the way. This dragonfly spirit is here to tell you that there are many beautiful things that are going to be at the end of your journey. But you won't get to the end of your journey. You're just going to be led around in a circle until you start to recognize the beauty that is already in your life. Until you start to recognize like, oh crap, I really can do a lot of stuff already. I don't know why I'm still trying to overachieve. Or, oh my gosh, I'm so excited for this sort of a thing. Like I've tried to walk this way with my channel as much as I can. I have, at the moment of recording this, I have 16 subscribers, and I have a little note on my board, on my whiteboard. And every single time I see that subscriber number change, I white out, I erase the whiteboard part where it has the number that I need to change, and then I change that number, and I look at it so often, just being grateful and only sending gratitude. And it's a small number right now, don't get me wrong. Like most of these tarot channels are closer to the thousands of subscribers, and I'm not in any rush to get there, but that's because I've already recognized this beauty way card in its essence, which is you take that time to appreciate the little things that show up. You take that time to appreciate every little seed that gives you advice into certain situations. You take the time to appreciate the person who is going to be helping you out. You will find that even just asking somebody else for help can be like a small blessing. Even just talking to someone for a little while can be like a small blessing. And all these things truly are small blessings. And if you keep missing the smaller ones, you're going to end up having trouble recognizing and accepting the bigger ones, because you may end up feeling like that was done in a way that was sneaky, like, oh no, there's no way that could happen that way, and I don't trust this anymore, kind of a thing. Like just having doubts basically about the situation that is presented to you as a gift. So you're being called really, and I will actually head over to the book for this one, for Beauty Way. That's a number 4 for those of you who do numerology type things. If you've been seeing the number 4 a lot, maybe you should look into, or 444. We also had the 4-4 portal today, apparently, quote unquote. But as I was saying, the beauty way is both a path that you travel on and a daily practice. The path is where you choose to perceive only beauty before you, behind you, and all around you as you journey through life. The practice is where you take action to bring beauty to every situation you are in. When things get ugly, you act to bring integrity, just like we were just talking about integrity. You act to bring integrity and peace to the difficult encounter. When everyone else perceives only darkness, you point out the light and help discover the hidden treasures. The Beauty Way invites you to create beauty in your life and to recognize the beauty inside yourself and in others. Stop to smell the roses, take a breath, look up at the stars, and recognize the splendor that surrounds you. See the beauty in whatever situation you find yourself in, and you will receive the lesson that life is teaching you in a kind and gentle way. Yeah, there's a big take it gently energy in this pile as well. I think I said that in pile number 2. But that kind of a just walking in, trying to recognize all the beauty in the world around you, just taking more time to be more present and look at the things that you really truly appreciate about your life can 100% change it in 1,000 different ways. One, you're going to be a lot less anxious as an account of just centering yourself so often, and you will have the ability to center yourself in almost every situation if you practice it closely enough, which may be a necessity, because if you're receiving all of this incredible abundance, you're going to need to be able to hold on to it, right? Like, the universe doesn't want you to just fumble the bag as soon as you get it. It's going to make sure your arms are strong first, or in this case that your eyes are strong in seeing all this beauty in the world and experiencing it. So if you take the time to do that, if you take the time to just walk these rhythms and cycles, if you take the time to ask others for help, appreciate as much as you can, show gratitude for a beautiful day, and even just in the back of your mind, just being like grateful for how beautiful the day is, or even being grateful for the type of weather you prefer to see, even if not everyone thinks it's beautiful. These sorts of things will lead you down the path that you want to go, and will remind you to walk in your own integrity, so that you can use this transformation to fuel your strength and to fuel who you are as a person, versus using it to fuel bitterness, using it to fuel anger, using it to fuel a sense of lack. You're being called to actually completely release that sense of lack, regardless of whether it's there or not in your life. You're being called to unburden yourself from the feeling of lack, so that you no longer have to suffer within it. Isn't it enough already? I'm being called to say, isn't it enough already that you consciously know these things? You have to also burden yourself with the feeling of this lack. Because there's no need to punish yourself emotionally, and there's no need to maintain a certain level of emotion based off of something that you know, if you already know you are handling it. It's just extra burden. So Dragonfly Spirit comes to say that he will take it on for you and take it all the way to the end of those burdens, so that you don't have to worry about it, and allow you to walk the beauty way. And with that, with all of these lovely cards, I wish you all of the best in your journey on the path that you are on, whatever it is you are pursuing, whatever it is that is blooming in your life. I am very excited for you. I can tell you that much, because you have some incredible stuff coming in, and it may be slower. It may be closer towards, with this card reminds me of May and Mother's Day. So it may be closer to May that you start to see some of these things coming in. But, even in that context, be sure to take, and if this is a timeless reading as well, so if that's really far off, just recognize that it for this reading, it would be about a month in advance, but using the times and things like that is not really going to be your best friend here, because again, if there's something that you want to speed along, you can always ask others for it, you can always ask for help, or you can simply focus on that inner work that you were already planning on doing. So again, I hope this reading finds you well. I always interrupt my outros with doing more stuff about the reading, but that's okay. I hope that this reading finds you well. I hope that it brings you all the best advice it possibly can. I really appreciate you spending the time with me, and thank you so much to each and every one of my subscribers, the people who comment. If you have any suggestions or anything you'd like to share in relation to the reading, please feel free to do so in the comments. Feel free to subscribe. I do have personal readings available for those who are so called. You can check those out on my channel. And with that, thank you so much again for your time, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye for now, and take care. Hello to my friends and fellow souls in pile number 4. We are almost through this reading. Here is this lovely little jade piece. Put my hand on the way, maybe it'll focus. Jade piece, won't you focus? There we go. So here we have this lovely little jade piece. If you chose this, or you chose this particular pizza pile, I will put your gemstone up here in the seat of honor, and we will get your cards ready. So we have 3 cards for your pile here today, number 4. I'm definitely getting a different energy here than I was from the previous piles. there was something that was like kind of heavy about the previous piles, but this definitely has like a higher energy going on. So let's see if the cards can confirm that. So you have the Seven of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Jack of Cups. So there's something that you care about a lot going on here, and there's something that is... There's a new opportunity that's come in that you're working very, very hard on right now. Like it seems like everything's flying at you at once. But there is a message here, since these are divine pizza messages. There is a message here about not necessarily taking it slow. Sorry, one of my cats got excited and just went, eh. I don't know if you heard that. About taking it slow as she was doing this very long and languid stretch. Taking it slow to a degree and just enjoying what's going on. Like there may be a bit of like a sensory overload, but you're being called to kind of enjoy what's going on to the best of your ability, like ride those waves. This came out for, I believe, pile number 1 or pile number 2. You may want to watch either pile 1 or pile 2 as well. Yeah, there's something that's being left behind here for this new opportunity. And this new opportunity, like, holy crap, you are going to be really, really enjoying whatever this is. There's like a sense of emotional fulfillment here with the Queen of Cups. I've said before, she dances on the waves of our emotions, and there's definitely like you're charting the waves right now kind of a feeling. But once you've gotten through this charting of the waves, you are going to feel so much better. Yeah, you're also going to feel like you're coming out of it with a sense of like purpose, with a sense of clarity. You're going to be able to talk about whatever this is with others if you're so inclined to do so with ease and with grace, is what I'm hearing. We also got 2 cards in this one. Wow. The Nine of Cups, that came out for another pile as well. And I have been shuffling these. I shuffled the heck out of them. And the Two of Pentacles as well. So you might be actually caught between 2 different things that are going on here. Or you may have to leave one thing behind in order to pursue this new thing. Again, the Two of Pentacles is about balancing 2 different things, so I'm just calling out with the Six of Swords here. But if you feel like something is no longer providing you what you want from the situation, with this Nine of Cups here, you have the opportunity to choose whatever it is you want. And if you are decisive about that, and you do that in such a way where you really focus on what you truly want to see, what's truly bringing benefits, you can leave the other things to the side and keep your focus on only 2 or 3 things at once, whatever you are comfortable juggling, and let the other things just kind of blossom in their own time. I'm going to leave this deck for now and move on to, this is the Illuminated Tarot. Again, all decks are in the description if you are curious about them. And I'll pull from the Wanderer's Tarot here for some other messages. In fact, I'm going to give this a little bit of a better shuffle just to be sure, because we're getting a lot of cards from the other pile. So if I shuffle it real good and stuff still comes up, then I don't know what to tell you at a certain point. This is a hefty deck. It's hard to shuffle. She's strong. We love her. These. And let's see here. What messages do we have? Universe, Spirit, and the Highest Good. Pile number 4. Ooh. That's a lot of cards. I don't want that many cards. I didn't want that many cards. Oh well. This is a relatively appropriate amount. So the Devil reversed, Temperance, okay. And the Four of Cups, yeah. And the Hermit again. Those probably stuck together or something like that, we would say. But with the Magician here, it's almost like maybe there absolutely is someone here from the previous pile that had messages in both piles. I'm gonna add on to this, because this is about, again, right on top of the Five of Cups, or the Nine of Cups as well, that we were just talking about, like a Five of Cups kind of energy, where you don't focus on the things that you aren't getting in this particular situation, because what you are going to get is going to basically bring you back into life. And go easy on balancing is what I'm hearing here. Like, make sure that there should be a flow about it. Like, you see, you have this Alchemist in the Magician card here, and he's working on something. He has all sorts of different like crystals, potions, and other things, but what he's focused on is the thing that is giving off the most light at the moment. And this infinity symbol is this constant cycle between the 2 things that you may be working on here. Maybe specifically 2 things, especially with all of the 2s that we see here, and all of these different things. But whatever it is, you seem to have passed some kind of a test with it, for lack of a better word, especially with the Devil being in reverse here. Like, there's something that's no longer binding you, in a way. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Yeah, you're going to, or you already are in a state of or you should be in a state of not necessarily looking at things as a negative or a positive, especially with the Wheel of Fortune, like just taking things as they come and just kind of seeing how things go. Because the wheel is going to work just fine, whether it's upside down or right side up, because there really isn't, because that's constantly spinning, much like all these other cycles that we have. So there's a big, like, following the flow kind of thing. No matter how stressed out you feel, that's the Seven of Wands again. So yeah, this is coming in reverse. So it's telling you that this period of overwork is probably going to come to a conclusion at some point here. And can we get any indication on, like, anything more about that that's more freaking relevant to the specific? Yeah, the Three of Pentacles. You're going to have help. You are going to start to see more people, especially these are two people overseeing someone's work. It's almost like he's been sitting here working on all this time, and now there's people who are coming in who are, oh, we should get this guy like an assistant, or we should help out with this. So there's more help that's coming in soon that's going to help you better manage the things that are on your plate right now. So you will have a better time, even though you may be at the bottom of the Wheel of Fortune right now. Remember to stay towards the center. Don't let the negatives impact you too much, and inversely, don't let the positives get you so excited that a neutral feeling begins to feel bad. That's also a message for people who have dealt with addiction. I've dealt with addiction in my life, and it's very, very difficult because it changes your perception on what's neutral. Being sure to recognize, like, what's a neutral and what's a loss will really, really help you in this situation. So I will go ahead and pull one of my personal oracle. Whoa, that one shot out. Personal oracle cards out. Nurture Yourself came out again. I'm going to shovel these harder. There's not that many in here. There's only like 13, so it's inevitable that if we get a lot of cards that we'll see repeats. But I kind of I was hoping to see some of the cards that I haven't seen yet before. All right, anything else? Your layers are what make you beautiful. These are just some affirmations from the universe. And notice the cycles and rhythms of your life. That's come up in pretty much every pile. So if there are some of you here that are staying with me for the full however many hours this is going to take, I appreciate you more than you could possibly know. And I hope that you're still getting some stuff done in the background, or just enjoying yourself, enjoying the company, if you will, because I appreciate your company. And gosh, that's very sweet of you if you have. But if not, then I still very much appreciate your time here. Because there's a lot of repetitions, which usually leads me to think that there's people from multiple piles checking out multiple things and looking for confirmation on checking out multiple. But oh jeez, I will go through these here. Yeah, yep. Okay, so the hummingbird. That's gonna be the card that reminds you that not everything that you are looking at is something that you necessarily want. The hummingbird follows the sweetest nectar around the world. It's going for the best possible flowers that it can find. So you may have to leave some things behind in order to, move on to this higher level that you're going to be experiencing with the Tree of Life and the upper world here, as well as the Beloved. There's a real serious energy here about you moving into a state of your life that you can really enjoy, that you really truly love, that you're in harmony, that you've grown strong roots in order to support all of this alchemizing and incredible work that you're doing. Because the Magician is a card about, like, self-mastery, about bringing things into reality. Temperance also has a very similar energy where it's able to transfer energy back and forth and alchemize it into different ways. The Two of Pentacles is also very similar, where it comes to dealing with, like, two situations at one point. But even here with that too, we can see these two trunks that are entwined around each other, and the top and bottom mirroring each other. You just need to focus on building strong roots and not focus on the things that may fall in the process, because you will know what to do if anything does fall. I'm not asking for you to just go about things in a happy-go-lucky way or whatever, but specifically to recognize that while you are building your roots, instead of worrying about what could go wrong and what you need to be building for specifically, just keep those things in mind and then proceed with building the roots. Don't allow for that to become a chore of a process. Don't allow for you, when you're preparing for the life ahead of you, and when you're preparing to up-level in this particular way, when things are about to change for the best for you in a way that you're going to truly appreciate. I'm going to read the Beloved here as well in a moment. Recognizing that we can get pulled into anxiety is one of the most important things to making sure we don't push this away when we do actually receive all these things that we want to receive. And also it helps because then we don't resent the process of building our own roots and making ourselves stronger, because this lower world, this is going to be your unconscious, your shadow and everything like that, rooting out your fears and recognizing and accepting and leaving space for your emotions is what's going to allow you to access this upper world, the branches of the tree of life, and what's going to bring you into this next level of your life. So the beloved is the recognition of spirit in another and moving towards spirit through the other. It is when the divine appears to us in the form of our child, our partner, our friend, and we experience being in love. As we grow, we start to recognize the beloved in everyone, not confusing their personality with their divine nature. The invitation is to accept the invitation to learn through the path of love. Expand your being through union with another. When you recognize the beloved in another, you call forth their highest and purest nature. Follow the path of love. And then the medicine is to be careful with romantic love, the kind of love you fall in and out of. Own all the projections you have placed upon the person you are dreaming of. Remember that they are only mirroring back your own deep longings rather than revealing their true selves. If you fail to notice this, be prepared to walk through the fire of strong emotions once again. So yeah, this is definitely calling towards like a warmer energy. It's not calling to like push you through everything. The light of the lantern, you've already been to like the volcano or whatever it is to light this lantern, whatever difficult task you had to do to light this lantern as the hermit in your own spiritual journey. You have gone through the difficult process of it. You've gone through the harshness of it already. So you no longer need to be going through the I guess you don't need to be worried about the turbulence and emotions about these sorts of things. You need to just, as I've been saying the whole time, just focus on that stability, focus on slowly integrating different aspects of different things with each other and different ideas with each other and moving back and forth between the things that you are working on here. Because if you can hold these projects as delicately as these hands are holding the heart in the beloved, I can get it to focus. There we go. If you can hold these things as delicately as that, and as you can see, the alchemist here is holding this very delicately as well. And in temperance, which is like a definitely higher emulation of this alchemy thing that's going on here, we can see again more alchemical symbols with the silver and the gold and all that. But especially with the fact that she's not even touching any of this, everything is flowing right out of the. You have all these outstretched hands like this. So if you can find it within yourself to grasp these things and figure out the cycle and learn how to juggle all of these things in your life, you will become, like, I'm hearing, just a master of these things. There's something about this that is going to influence you in a way that's going to be really significant, and it's going to bring you to a much higher level, either of spirituality or of whatever it is that you are practicing. It's going to bring you into a new level of that kind of a thing. And it unfocused again, but I fixed it. So with that, pile number 4, I think I'm going to leave your reading here because you are headed for a massive, massive upgrade. Just recognize that you always have the hands of the universe, if you will, available for to reach out to you and hold your hand if you feel overwhelmed during this process, or if you want some guidance on learning how to handle a lot of these things. But for those who are interested in learning about alchemy, learning about magic, or any of these sorts of things, there's a lot of cards relating to that, 100%. And there's also a lot just about the cycles and rhythms. So for whatever it is that I guess whatever it is that your journey takes you towards, I hope that it will bring you the most joy that it possibly can. I hope that it is something that will be stable, as you seem to be longing for in here. And I hope you start to see returns, because you will end up as this combination, this Jack of Swords. It's a combination of the Page and the Knight. So you will end up with someone who has not only a lot of cards in their hands, but can move very quickly and decisively. Especially if you take care to just recognize this burden will be lifted soon enough. This burden will be lifted. You have help coming in. So take this time and really pay attention to how these cycles change in your life, and then you can get a head start the next time a cycle like this starts. And with that, I will leave you here for the time being. If you've come from another pile, I really appreciate you staying for so long. If you did not, then I appreciate this time that you spent with me here in this pile number 4. Thank you so much for your time. I very much appreciate each and every one of you for all of your comments, your likes, for all the subscribes. It's very, very humbling to have the channel grow so quickly, and I very much appreciated the process of learning all these sorts of new techniques of reading and all the things that I've needed to learn in this journey. But yeah, thank you for walking it with me, and I really truly hope that wherever your journey takes you, it is something that satisfies you. It is something that lights your life up in the best possible way. And with that, I will leave your reading here. Thank you again. Take care, and bye-bye. Hello to pile number 5. This is our last pile, last but not least. If you chose this blue lace agate gem, or I think it's blue lace agate, it might just be blue agate, but it's pretty much that color. I will put you here in the seat of honor. And we will get started on your reading. Your pizza delivery, your divine message delivery, came with 2 pizza slices. So we have the 4 of cups. All right. And then 9 of cups as well. So this really mirrors some of the stuff I've been seeing in other piles. I've said it for every pile so far, even though I kept the gemstones out this time, so you can't call me out for mixing the energies or anything if you're in tune on this kind of stuff. But in all honesty, I am seeing already, like, there's something that's disappointing you, but you are going to be getting everything that you want. Like, you're focused on the 4 cards that have fallen over while you have 5 more coming in, basically. Like, there's something about this particular pile where the message is just, I guess it's kind of I don't want to call people out, but you're my nicest warrior. No. just having a conversation with God halfway through the conversation. Anyways, basically it is kind of a bit of a call out in this situation. Like, if you're holding on and investing so much in the things that you may have lost or left behind, you are going to miss out on the fact that your dreams may be coming true in the background. Especially with a lot of this negativity that's in here with the 10 of Swords. This is the Judgment card. This is a wake-up call. There is something new that is definitely coming in. Universe and guides and the highest good. Yeah, this 4 of Cups coming out again. There's definitely something here that's being focused on that shouldn't be focused on. And it might be making you kind of bitter for pile number 5 here. It might be making you a little bit bitter in general. But the universe is, I shuffled these really good, I swear. If you came from other piles, here's your confirmation. You are more meant to be like the Queen of Cups than you are the King of Swords here. If you are appreciating the fact that you have this one little plant that is growing, you'll notice that all the other plants start growing too. Because you have this one. If you just focus on the one that's growing just fine and don't focus on these other 3 that look like they're dying, maybe they just need more sunlight. Maybe they're a different type of plant. But you will be getting at least 2 more here with this Queen of Cups. So even if there's one thing that you end up having to leave behind, is there nothing that you wouldn't mind if it didn't work out perfectly, that you just did because you enjoyed it, for example? Like, is what I can think of for my own life. Like if this tarot channel doesn't work out and I just do it for my own enjoyment, am I still willing to do the hard work with this 8 of Wands? The burden that it seems to come with. And for me, I am. For you, you may want to consider whether it is the success of a particular venture that will determine to you whether or not you want to pursue it, be this romantic, financial, job-wise, or otherwise. But it's clear that you're having like a lot of nightmares about whatever this is. Something, and the cat crying in the background. Unless that was a kid, I'm not 100% sure. You are having a lot of nightmares about this thing that is going to turn out in your best favor. You are protected in this situation. There is a lot of opportunities around you that you haven't seen yet. And it might be because you've kind of been blind to them in a particular way. It might be because you haven't really been called to look around you. Some of you might be here from the pile that had the beauty way at the end of it. There might be things that you're just missing in the situation around you that can bring you a lot more joy. Let's see, I'm going to take this one. The 6 of Wands, victory. The Page of Pentacles, material wealth, bringing in new messages, new benefits. The Ace of Cups, new opportunities. The Devil, all of your fears and anxieties about the situation. The Fool, how you can get over it by just walking into this new beginning. You are going to be experiencing a lot of really new things, a lot of, as I was about to say, a lot of new experiences. Here we have another 2 trees growing. So if you came here from the previous pile, then welcome back. But also, this was another image that we see. There's confirmation for you. And then the 10 of Wands. It's going to be hard work, but you have the decision. And here we have another. No, that's not a hummingbird. It looks like a hummingbird with those little leaves there, but it just reminded me of the hummingbird from a previous pile as well. This guy is standing here, he's doing all this work, he's carrying all these logs, but he also has his pipe in his mouth. He's relaxing, he's doing the things that he enjoys in the process. So if you take the time to recognize this is going to be hard work. Whatever it is that's coming in is going to be hard work, and it may already be hard work for you right now, and you may not be seeing a lot of the rewards of your hard work, but recognize, please, the universe is asking for you to recognize that this is going to come with some major rewards. The work that you are doing right now, all of the hard work that you are doing. And the 10 of Wands means that this is something that, to a degree, if you're invested in this kind of a thing, something that's very hard on you right now. Actually, I'm called to pull out the universe has your back cards for this one, so I'll do that as well. If you're working on something that's that difficult, it has to mean something to you. And if it doesn't mean anything to you, then you should probably be pursuing something else, like start a new beginning. But we don't work on things that hard unless we have a serious reason to be doing it, unless we have like something invested in it that we would like to see a return on. And you are being given not only a bunch of brand new opportunities, but the assurance that you will be getting what it is that you wanted in the first place. So don't focus on the things that you don't have right now. Focus on the fact that in time you will see the things that you are so desperately looking out for. And you may have to leave some things behind in that regard. Sorry for the loud shuffle. I want to make sure that we don't get repeats unless we're supposed to. You just, and I lost my train of thought because I was worried about the shuffle. I like this card. I like this card a lot for you, pile number 5. Recognizing that you don't have to focus on the negative things about your situation at the moment, that you can just take whatever it is you need, because the 4 of Cups again is about, and you got that twice, it's about being sunken into like, oh, I don't have this, I don't have this, I don't have this, I don't have this. It's about like just being sunken into your own thoughts, just recognizing and being dissatisfied with so much because of what you don't have. But if you were to, I think the hard work here is almost, the universe is almost giving you hard work to distract you from the fact that you've been feeling like this sense of lack for so long. And I've been getting that through a lot of these piles. But here, this card from the Universe Has Your Back deck, it says, I create mindful moments throughout the day, reminding myself that I am love and miracles are natural. Which is a very nice card to get, in all honesty. I think that's it's just one of those things. It's like, it's going to happen and it's going to feel like a miracle when you actually get through all this. When I lean on the faith of the universe, peace becomes real. And that definitely came out again. For those of us who know, if you know, you know. I just had to hold my head in my hands for a moment. But anyways, my vibes speak louder than my words. And when I lean on the faith of the universe, peace becomes real. These were earlier on in like pile number 1 and number 2. Truly try to foster a sense of oh, we already got a card here, the Holy Mountain. Try to foster a sense of like almost spirituality here. This is definitely like a huge calling to try to have a little bit more faith in the universe itself. Like, try just for once, try trusting that the universe has something to offer you, that there is a possibility of there being an interplay of energy between you and the entire freaking universe, because that's what's happening here. And I can already tell you the universe loves your vibes. Other people probably really love your vibes as well. You have an energy about you that you already probably create mindful moments throughout the day. But if you remind yourself that you are love, if you remind yourself that miracles are natural, and you focus on that leaning, and this card with leaning on the faith of the universe, peace becomes real. Like these 2 owls, the owls are messengers and guides, guardians even in certain situations. I'm thinking of freaking Legend of the Guardians, the Owls of Ga'Hoole in this way. I loved that freaking movie. I never thought about that with this card before, which is funny. But you may be stepping up into a role that you're a little bit afraid to step up into, but recognize that you can lean back on the universe, because that is when you will feel the most peace in this kind of a situation. So I'm going to leave your reading off on this text about the Holy Mountain. So, native peoples around the earth recognize mountains as places of great power where one encounters spirit, or where the gods or goddesses reside. I was literally just talking about all that kind of stuff, and just having more sense of spirit. In ancient Greece, Mount Olympus was the home of the 12 main gods and goddesses. In Peru, pilgrims climbed the ice-capped Mount Ausangate? I'm not sure. To receive the starlight and bring fire to the earth. I will show you this here. so that maybe you can read it better than I can, because I've never actually read this before. The Holy Mountain invites you to go on a sacred pilgrimage to acquire vision and perspective. I was about to say pilgrimage too, because this really, really strikes me as like there's like a pilgrimage situation going on here. Like you're going to do the hard work of something, and that will be your pilgrimage. But you will also, at the end of this long journey, you will be able to bring in a sense of like true peace and like trust with the universe if you lay down these swords and go at it with a clear judgment, a clear head. First, you must accept the present situation as an opportunity to discover higher understanding. Find a sacred altar where others who came before you have prayed and found wisdom, and make your offering there. Make a commitment to walk with courage, love, and compassion until you see with clarity the perfection of all. Yep. The medicine. When the Holy Mountain shows up, it is time to be active. Do not let your doubts deter you and keep you bound. Again, the universe is trying to keep you busy while you get through all this, because it recognizes that you're going through a period where you want to focus on the negatives, but it's really, the divine message here is, I am trying to guide you through this in a way that will make you as the least agitated. I'm trying to guide you through this in the way that will leave you the least agitated. Again, the peace becomes a real thing. That's the best way I can describe that whole kind of a feeling. This is a time to leap over challenges and to remember that from the top of the mountain, there are no obstacles, only beauty and an unobstructed view of the entire earth. And there's no need to go shopping for the right hiking boots or camping equipment to identify or to climb the Holy Mountain. I said identify, but that's fine. You already have all the gear you need. That can be useful for someone who wants to get into doing like readings or something like that. I do have my own personal oracle deck that I just made. I just cut out some watercolor paper and painted it. If you don't have the money to do tarot readings, but you want to send yourself good messages and process that, and you maybe don't want to even mess with tarot cards, this is a great alternative. I use these often and I love them very much. You can make them however you want. So there's no need to go shopping for the right hiking boots or camping equipment to climb the Holy Mountain. You already have all the gear you need. Overcome any lethargy, indolence, and laziness as these are the real obstacles. Yeah, I'm not really getting a super lazy vibe from this pile, in all honesty, so I wouldn't, especially if you would be like, I can't believe they said I was lazy. Like, no, I'm not really calling you lazy. It's clear that you actually are doing a lot of heavy lifting, whether you realize it or not, whether it's the heavy lift of the emotions themselves or whether it's the heavy lift of the burden that you're carrying. You're working hard, but that pilgrimage, that journey that you are on is going to lead you to a sense of spirit. You're going to be able to feel a better sense of connection with the universe. And I feel like a lot of people might be here specifically as a result of the like, oh, I left something behind and something and so on. But this is definitely the pile that's like destined to reach some level of people are here to reach some level of enlightenment for sure. They're here to at least find some sort of self-actualization, and whether it's self-actualization that you're seeking, whether it's enlightenment, whether it's just a conversation with spirit itself, you will be able to find that at the end of your journey here. And perhaps even entirely along the way, because these look like intertwined hands and we have the same intertwining here. It's like you're being guided along this path as you go. And you are going to have so many new opportunities. Oh my God, the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Cups. We have the Queen of Pentacles. We have the Ten of Wands with all the work that you're going to have on your plate. So the things that you have to leave behind in this situation might be as simple as just leaving a few cards behind that you could easily get somewhere else. Like you may not have to leave anything that really truly matters to you, and recognize that the universe isn't going to rip away things that are close to you that really truly matter to you, unless it's of the utmost importance for someone in the situation. Unless it really needs to call you to like pull away from that thing, unless something's like not right for you. So try to let the trash be trash sometimes. You can find all the treasure you want in the trash, but try to let certain things just stay in your past. Try to let certain things just slowly move away, and make room for all the new things that you are experiencing and getting into here. And with that, pile number 5, I want to say thank you so much for sticking with me for however long you've stuck with me through these readings. I very much appreciate it. And I want to give a huge thank you to everyone who has subscribed, who has liked, who has commented. I appreciate it more than you could possibly know. It truly means the world to me to be able to sit here talking to my microphone, read all these cards, and then have people who are like, oh, thank you so much. I received this information, and so on and so forth. It just touches my heart, and it makes me very, very happy to be able to share advice with people in a way that it can be well received. especially all the different psychological concepts and all sorts of different things that come up during these readings. We've had although so many of the readings felt similar, they all had such a different aspect to them, and I very much appreciated going through this. So thank you for your time. I really appreciate sharing my time with you. I wish you all the best on your journey. I really hope that everything that you are leaving behind is in your best interest here, and that it is pulled away as swiftly and as easily as just shedding some old skin. And I hope that the hard work that you have to do is done while you can find something to enjoy about it, where you can really truly be like this guy, where he's like, oh man, I've been doing this every day, but I can't go without the fresh mountain air and a pipe in my mouth kind of a situation. I just truly hope that you have the most, I just wish you the best, basically. I hope that this goes well. Whatever it is, I can see something truly awesome happening in the future here for you. And I can't say like, oh, you're going to meet God, but it really feels like that pile that's going to be able to communicate with spirit in a higher way in the future. And for that, I applaud you, and I look forward to seeing you on the spiritual streets, if you will. So, take care. I love you very much with all of my heart. Truly, I do. You are very much appreciated. You are love, and miracles are natural. And make sure you take that time to lean on the universe, so that you can give off peaceful vibes instead of the vibes of lack that we felt earlier. And with that, I will leave you here. Take care. Be safe. And bye-bye.